The new anime season has been underway for a few weeks now, and audiences have now seemed to find the shows they are going to stick with for the whole season, and the shows they will drop. There are always a few quote-unquote train wrecks that people will drop almost immediately. One series in particular that I feel has gotten a lot of unneeded hate was a short comedy called Sushi Police. Many have gone on to say that the series is stupid, awful, and not funny. It's pretty easy to see why many would think that way, since the humor of the series is very Japanese-centric. Thus, a lot of Western audiences may have a very hard time understanding what the series is joking about. The series is a satire of extreme Japanese nationalism and their fear of other cultures tainting their own culture. The premise of the series is actually based off a true story. In 2006, Japan's Minister of Agriculture went to a Japanese restaurant in Colorado, only to find that the sushi was served alongside Korean barbecued beef. The minister was appalled by this, and considered the cuisine to not be Japanese. As a result, he proposed that a task force should go undercover and inspect Japanese restaurants in foreign countries. If the restaurants passed inspection, they would receive a seal of approval from the Japanese government, which would be placed on the doors of the restaurants, as well as free promotion on a government-sponsored website. This was laughed at by media sources, who eventually coined the phrase sushi police as a means to make fun of the proposal. The question is, why would someone satirize such old events? Well, the answer is simple. It's been 10 years, yet Japan's nationalism has only grown stronger and more absurd. Since the Olympics that take place in Japan are only 4 years away, Japanese nationalism would only increase. In order to capitalize on their own culture, it wouldn't be out of the question to bring this old proposition to reality. The series is, in a sense, taking a famous story, bringing to light its absurdity, while also making it still relevant by setting it in the present. The first episode takes place in California, specifically Los Angeles. It makes absolute sense for the series to start out in a city that, quite frankly, helped create the fusion of cuisines that Japan's Minister of Agriculture had looked down upon. The California roll, though initially created in Vancouver, was popularized in Los Angeles markets, and became the juggernaut that we now know it today there. The rest of the episode mostly serves as an introduction to the characters and their mission. I find it particularly noteworthy that the three main characters, Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki, are all named after Japanese auto companies, which further cements nationalism. The second episode takes place in France. This is a reference to the trial run that Japanese restaurants there went through, in which 1/3 fell short of passing standards. This episode in particular makes a statement on how, with an establishment of this system, it can ruin the careers of those who are struggling to make a living in the food industry, as shown when the French chef states that no one was buying the French cuisine, so they started the more Japan-oriented restaurant in order to make a living. The episode also shows how people with these nationalistic attitudes don't realize people actually like the fusion of cuisines from different cultures, as shown when the kid wants to eat the monkey rolls at the end of the episode. The third episode focuses more on how these policies not only hurt the lives of those who run these restaurants, but also their families. In this case, due to the shutting down of the man's restaurant, he is unable to give his grandson a cake for his birthday, thus disappointing him. The different races in the episode appear not only to represent how the sushi police are looking down on other cultures by doing this, but also showing that the same sushi can appeal to all different kinds of people, not just the ones native to that specific country. Thus, the sushi is still very valuable, even if it isn't true Japanese sushi. As a whole, I'd say Sushi Police is a fairly solid satire of Japanese culture, though I can equally understand how many people would not find it funny. Even I think the series can have some pretty cheesy lines, but otherwise, I really like what the series has to say. I just made this video to bring more context to Sushi Police, as I feel like a lot of viewers, both those who like it and dislike it, may not understand why exactly the show exists. I hope that you have all found this video to be somewhat informative. Expect more anime-related content in the future. Thank you for watching.